Are curly cuts ruining your hair? Let's talk about it. What's up, y'all? My name is Oakley and I am a natural hair stylist. And today we're going to be talking about whether you should go for a curly cut or a blow dry and trim or silk press and trim. So typically the goal of a curly cut is to get your hair cut into a shape that nicely frames your face, and you plan to wear this as a wash and go, a twist out, or a braid out on a regular basis. So the cut is usually done on hair that's already been washed and goed and is dried, and the stylist would typically cut the hair or cut each curl individually. So before you rule curly cuts out, a good question to ask yourself is, do you wear your hair in a wash and go, a braid out, or a twist out on a regular basis? Also, are you very adamant about avoiding heat specifically from a blow dryer or a flat iron? If you answered yes to both of these questions, then a curly cut is probably for you. With that being said, if you do decide that curly cuts are the way that you want to go, I would suggest that at least once a year, especially if you have really tight curly hair. I don't love using hair types, but for the sake of understanding, I'm going to say for type 4 hair, it's best that you at least get a once a year thorough blow dry and trim. You don't have to do a silk press, but at least a blow dry and trim, so that you ensure that you don't miss any single strand knots or any split ends that can hide in a curly cut. If you are one of those people who do want to preserve length, then I do think having the blow dry and trim option allows for that. So here's a real life example of how a blow dry and trim and a curly cut were useful. So I had a client come in for her first visit and she hadn't had a trim in over a year. And when I was assessing her hair, she had a lot of tangling on the ends, a lot of shedding. So I suggested that we do the blow dry and trim first, and then on her follow-up visit, which would be in about 3 to 4 months, we could do the curly cut. And honestly, that was the best plan because we were able to maintain her length. We were able to give her a great shape, even with the blow dry and trim. And she did leave with her hair wash and go after that blow dry and trim session. But every follow-up session, we were able to do a very nice curly cut, and her hair was able to maintain that shape and the moisture. It was so much more healthy the second time she came, and I'm so glad we did the blow dry and trim first, followed by a curly cut. So one question that I get asked often is, do I have to straighten my hair in order to get a trim? And the answer immediately is no. However, it does depend on how thorough you want your trim to be. In most instances, a blow dry and trim will show you what you need to get trimmed off. That is actually what most of my clients book, which is a blow dry and trim. However, if you want to really expose what your ends are truly looking like and what they've been through, then you might consider doing a silk press because it will really expose what's happening to your ends. Usually the ends will be slightly lighter in color. Depending on your hair color, you'll really see and feel single strand knots, and you'll be able to really see through what's going on with your hair. Now, if you are afraid of heat or you like to be really cautious with your hair, then you can opt for the blow dry and trim, or you can even consider a low heat press. And a low heat I consider to be between 350 degrees and 380 degrees. You can honestly even go lower, as long as when you go over your hair with the flat iron one time, the ends are straight enough. They don't have to be bone straight, but straight enough to where you can see and feel your ends and know what you want to trim. So now with this information, what do you feel like you are going to do with your hair moving forward? Have you ruled out curly cuts, or are you going to stick with them? Are blow dry and trims still a good option for you, or are you thinking about getting a silk press? Let me know in the comments, and until next time, talk to you later. Bye.